Well, there we go. I've just checked through, and you probably heard the beeps, the clicks of the mouse button as I was checking on my Facebook live streaming, because I did have a technical glitch. Was that yesterday morning? Yes, it was. And it was a blue screen. So I've been able to sort that one out now, and we're here live this morning. So good morning to you, Rena. It is a happy Sunday morning. Overcast, humid, but happy. I'm pleased to be alive and enjoying this morning with you. Good morning to you, Elizabeth. And we have Tracy. Good morning to you. Wonderful to see you here. Now I was across to the Be Live platform. I think probably some have got a bit scared of the My Time page and gone straight to my Ros Bounty one. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. So what we'll do, though, we're here to actually share together the card reading that I've done for this morning. Now, remember, tune into your own intuition, tune into your guides, and, reflect on what, be aware, listen for what answers are being given to you via those channels as well. And good morning, Kathy. Wonderful to see you here too this morning. That's lovely. Nice to see you all. Thank you for being here. I'm going to switch it over to the cards now as we move into the actual reading. It is that reminder that this is a general card spread reading that I do and have done every morning for a long time now, except Christmas Day I didn't. And it's for general guidance only, and that's why I ask you to turn on your own little intuitive senses and listen for what you're being guided with these answers. I know that you'll probably have your own interpretations as we move through this. Certainly listen to that, hear that. And g'day into the Twitch. Wonderful to see you here, Refo. So that's lovely. Tune in and we'll get into it. This is the spread that I've been using for a long time too. And very frequent cards that I use. I use the Lenormand by choice. They're a very direct style of card. They go back as long as the tarot may be. Who knows? Sarah Machetti's the artist. They're labelled the Gilded Reverie Lenormand deck, and I'm using the expanded edition. So I'll leave that there for you to check it out for yourselves. And we'll go to the first position. This is the first in card spreads. There, it's called a spread because the cards are laid out as a spread. They're spread out on the table. Okay, and there's particular positions. This one that represents the work energy is mask. We've got the home energy, and that's being represented this morning by the tree. We've got the unexpected energy with the sun sitting in that position. We have the your role position, that is the older lady in this instance. So this is the woman, the lady, and in our outcome position as that final central position is the fish. So a wonderful spread for this morning. We start with a mask in the workspace and places. So there will be some instances where you're needing to actually hide or have the mask taken away and revealed. So it's going to be doing that for you today in your spaces today, wherever you're working, or if you're not working, in the way that you think about your work, what you're preparing in that internal level. It's putting up or taking down that mask. So, and here on our Be Live side, we've got Rosie. Wonderful to see you this morning. Thank you. And it's great. Yeah, it is, Rena. Sometimes we do get some cards that we don't see in a long time. And it's lovely that there's some you haven't even seen before. I like the surprise of what the cards can bring us. And that's where, with a mask in our workplace, it can present that surprise, because some people do hold a mask up all their life and don't ever reveal themselves or the vulnerability that they have in behind that mask. And probably in the workspace, that's a very frequent occurrence, purely because we don't want to reveal our private lives to others. And it could be that we're going to just reveal something in our workspaces that is a little vulnerable, a bit closer to the heart. that type of thing. Or it could be that something's affected us that we're needing to actually place that mask up. There's all sorts of purposes of having masks. Just discern for yourself how important it is to be hidden or revealing, and well, act accordingly, whether you want to lower or put it up. I think there's no right or wrong in that. It's just taking the steps that you need to understand the why you're doing things as to what it's doing and how it's doing it in your life, in your workspace in this instance, because that's where the card lays. Oh, hi, Sunny Skies. Oh, I love your photo, your little avatar picture, icon, whatever they call them. It's your first time here. It's lovely to see you here. Now, for today, and I've already mentioned, I'm doing really well as far as that goes. Now, with this, in missing the intro, it is a general card spread for general public. You need to be tuning into your own, turn on the switch of your own intuition and inner guidance so that you're learning for yourself too how to actually read the cards. Listen for those little answers, the messages that you're getting if you've got internal questions, as I'm mentioning how I'm reading these cards. I'm just doing a general reading, okay? There are other places and spaces that do the free readings for cards and stuff. I do them myself on a Friday night. It wasn't Christmas night, and it's probably not, I don't know yet, I haven't decided. Depends where I am, whether I do an hour of it on this coming Friday night, because that would be New Year's Eve, isn't it? I'm not sure. I can't remember. Yeah. Oh, look, that's fine. Thank you. Sometimes first timers coming in as you did miss the intro and etc. So it's fine to mention it, and it's good to have the reminder. No probs. So we're moving from that as our workspace and the mask. We're moving into the tree of life. Very appropriate in our home space, like this is to do with our family, our friends, but more importantly, the physical factor, the physical space of our home as well. So it can be relationships, it can be the house that you live in. So it's actually, as far as the relationships goes, that's what I'm thinking it's speaking about this morning, because it is the tree and it's got the Kabbalah, the tree of life symbol there as that central part of the card. It's also got a rainbow moving through that symbol, through the tree. You can see it anchors into the earth. So I imagine it is the full cycle of what the rainbow is in all the colours, vibrations and potential that is there. So the reflections, the shining light, all that you see as a rainbow, they are absolutely beautiful. It's through this life-sustaining factor of a tree, and it actually does represent our ancestry and that is deep-rooted and back in time, and what has taken all of that time to grow to the massive tree that this one's grown to. You can sense the age, you can sense the solidity, you can see the flourishing branches and leaves and the mushrooms that are, or toadstools, fungi of some sort, that are at its feet, at those roots, and the beautiful lush grasses around it. In general, trees don't have much grass growing under them when they've got such a beautiful canopy. But it's just the lushness and abundance and all that is with this one. And it really is about that, digging into that, what is the deeper meaning of what our life is, and connecting with that. And allowing all that energy, every type of vibration that we can feel on that energetic, metaphysical level, to actually play a part in our day to day. So that we are actually sensing into the deeper relationship that we have with self and with others, with those around us. So do tap into that. Have that awareness around who is in your day to day. What have you planned to share? What have you got on the table, so to speak, that is needing to be delved into a little deeper? Look at the roots, how it goes back. That friendship, if you've got a long-term friendship with someone you need to reignite, or just ring a friend to say hi, just thinking of you. If you get that inclination, that little message that's, the thought, actually follow it through with something that's going to be the energy flow for the day to day, and create that flow, get it moving so that you continue onward with reconnection, I suppose, with what's past and what's actually our present. Because the present, we see in visual evidence of what's growing around us, what's happening around us, how well we are flourishing, how well we are nurturing that soil, and the connection between the two, because it is all interactive and interrelated. Yeah, I did just see a comment somewhere about the Christmas beetles. Where have they all gone? We, in our humanness, in how we live, have started destroying so many habitats for the of natural environmental factors. The Christmas beetle feeding on whatever, and the birds feeding on them, and the environmental cycle. So much of that becoming extinct will end up being extinct because it is all interactive and supportive of each other, every living being. Just a thought. There's that connection. So we move into the sunshine as that unexpected. It really does shine a bright light on what we're needing to know. And it will shine out at different times in the day. Unexpectedly, at the moment, we've got clouds. It feels humid. It is warm already. There is some blue sky. It's, the unexpected sunshine when it pops through the clouds will be those bright moments where we can see what do we actually need to be working on in that home energy space, with relationships, or even something that's needing doing in our home space. I mean, it could be that you've bought some plants or got gifted some plants that need to be planted out and in the sunshine, not in the pots anymore. And today's a perfect day to do that. Because these are little things that I know for me, that's what's triggering these sorts. I do have some plants we bought yesterday. We went for a beautiful drive and they probably need to be planted out. And today's a perfect day. Beautiful day for the sunshine to water them and watering them in and getting them settled, ready to continue, to actually flourish and grow. So it's those sorts of thoughts that we can actually have revealed by the sun being that unexpected card. Oh, good morning, Shaz. How are you? Wonderful to see you here. Maybe get out of bed to see the sunshine. Yes, I've been out. Yeah, I'd have to say I've actually been up since 4 o'clock. Just couldn't sleep. So there we go. So I may see less of the sunshine as I do a nap later this hour. Look, it's all interrelated to where we are. This is our role now. Our role is to be present as the person we are. I look at this and I sort of think, besides the nice little perky boob thing, there's an older woman. I do identify with that figure of the reflection. I see the wisdom in this woman's face. The eyes, as much as they look a bit weird, I sometimes feel like they are that. Many will say that the eyes are the windows to the soul, and I do sometimes feel that we are actually in those times of inner searching, we are looking at our soul, we are using our inner sight, and that's what I'm feeling with what she is doing in this picture, that the sunshine is going to even go into those depths of what is our inner being, that inner soul. Understanding ourselves really is the first thing we need to be doing. It's the first part of how we started our life, was being ourselves, understanding ourselves. It's the only thing we can do. Understand everything around us by understanding ourselves first. Understand why we react or act in particular ways, and all of the steps that we need to be doing. And whoops, hang on, I've got the wrong comment. Rosie, very overcast in Victoria as well. Yep. And I still hear question mark. So what does that mean, Shaz? Are you still in bed, or have you got out now? Anyway, not going to be very hot. Well, I thought that too, that it wasn't going to be very hot. And as I was out of bed, from the 4 o'clock, and I looked at my phone just a moment ago. Actually, I do look at it. I think it's the Weather Channel that's on my phone. All these wonderful pieces of technology that can tell us instantly what our conditions are like. Almost like, here's this spread of cards that we're looking at and interpreting. And here I've got a little app that tells me right now it's 26. And it's only, 8:15 in the morning here, South Australian time. And we've got a warm warm temperature happening. I don't know how true it is. We trust so much our technology. What I'm feeling, and that's just I don't know why that it came up for a reason, because what we need to be doing, here's that trust word, trust our own internal guidance. Do trust that. Get to learn who we are, know who we are, how we act and react, as I just mentioned. So it really is interesting to have little things pop up in our heads as those messages we're getting, even me, right now, but going to be very hot. Well, anything over 30 for me is very hot, because I've never liked the heat, and especially humidity, which is right at the moment. It is actually humid here. I've just realised how I must have bumped my computer screen because I wasn't centred. Whoops. There we go. So it is going to be very hot. Look, it's all relative, isn't it, as to how each and every one of us as an individual reacts or acts, how we interpret what for us is a comfortable position. Because that seems to be, I think, as I grow up and learn more of me and the understanding I have of what is our space and place in this world, Mother Earth, the universe, whatever it is, it's wonderful to reflect and contemplate of that position that we hold and how we do need to be flexible in it. But we do all understand and have different understandings of what's hot, what's not, tolerance levels, what's comfortable. And we do feel that, I do feel that that's what's our aim. It's to be comfortable as we can be, even in every part, every whatever we're doing in our lives. We want to be comfortable and happy where we are. Just noticed Kat. Hi, Kat. How are you this morning? Wonderful to see you here too. And now we're going to just move into the fish, the outcome card. Because the fish really is all about freedom, flexibility, abundance. It's a wonderful card to have as that central outcome card. It's the center of our spread, and it's also the completion of the spread. It's where my eye really did go to first, not just because it's got that standout color for today in that central position, and the rest sort of balances around it with its gold and reds and the green, but it's that beautiful sense of floating, of freedom. We know that in the waters that you can move so freely everywhere, the same as that we can in the air. So, and yet there is currents that can shift us around. The same as in the air, there is currents that can shift us around. That's what the wind is. That's what we use to power sails when we're sailing. In schools of fish and the rest, they know how to use the currents to move easily between areas of the oceans, and where to hide calmly, where they can move out of that current and the flow of water. But it's the ease of being able to move anywhere. That's what, and we can shift that to that more abstract type understanding of it. We can shift anywhere, whether it's in that sense of, and I know some people might feel it's a bit weird, but like shapeshifters can do, or people, shamans, between worlds, and all of those other ways that we can move around in our world. What is your world? What do you believe and understand your world is? And hence we come back to what is our role today. I really do think it is bringing a lot of light to our understanding of who we are in what the cards are showing. It is a lot of what I'm feeling is that introspection, a bit self, looking at self and understanding self. And when it feels right, especially in this workplace, it's one of those sort of like self-preservation modes, I suppose. We do have masks. It's like that saying, you're wearing a different hat for different purposes. It's not the same, but it is a similar. We can choose to let our mask down or keep it up. All of this really is what I'm feeling for today. It's a beautiful day. It is a time, Sunday usually is what's recognised in most societies as a rest day. Western societies anyway, as a rest day. So make that time for yourself to have that inner search, inner look, inner understanding. Have the light shining into those places. Feel free to move around in that space and place that is the inner. It's not closed in. It's the biggest expanse that you can create, because it's got the biggest potential of, in whatever way your understanding is around you, just growing that, expanding. And I really do believe it is all based in love as the motive, the purpose, and share it. Understand for yourself what that means. Okay, now, wrong place. Hold on. Got to be in the right program. I am simulcasting from 2 programs. So it's wonderful. Thank you for being here. So move around in your day with love as that center. Learn more and more of yourself. Love that self and grow it to be out and into the world. What way can we combat what seems to be the negatives and the horrid things that are happening? Because there's so much that is, and who knows what's going to be next. Just have that love. Just, that's the seed. That's what's going to grow. Thank you for being here. Tomorrow morning at the 8 o'clock again in the mytimetv.live and the other places and spaces, which is my Ros Bounty page, the card reading group, they're the Facebook ones, 3 of them, and the Twitch, Periscope and YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. You can always watch the replay. I don't take them down, and contact me via the direct message systems. I've got the Facebook Messenger happening. I do have contact pages on the hypnosisplus.com that's up there, and the rosbounty.com.au. Just ask. And see you tomorrow morning. Namaste.